If you've been blessed with the gift of being crafty, which is so a gift I did not get, then doing some DIY projects for your wedding might sound tantalizing. But before you start filling up your virtual or physical shopping cart, keep watching for our tips. I'm providing 3 do's and don'ts for the DIY bride. So let's start with the do's. You do want to enlist help. This was by far the most recommended tip I found when searching and scouring the internet. Brides can tend to get so wrapped up in their wedding day being perfect that they don't want to dole out any of the work. As much as being in control can seem like it's for the best, it's typically far worse than if you just enlisted some help. A DIY lover can quickly become buried in things that they want to do or create because of all of the joy and personalization that you get from it. You can still add your personal touch while lowering your stress level by asking an aunt who may have some free time on her hands, or your BFF to come over and help you put on wax seals during one of your favorite movies. No matter what, don't try to do it all yourself. It's just a recipe for disaster. So you do want to consider the cost. At first glance, DIYing seems like it can save you a ton of money. While it can definitely be the case, it's not always the best use of your time and resources. During my research, I discovered that many DIY brides later realized the monetary cost was actually just marginal. You can easily feel like, or it can easily feel like, it's more costly just because of the amount of time that is invested in creating everything. For instance, one bride later said that after the enormous amount of time spent making her paper flowers, that she felt like it would have been better just purchasing small bouquets that were real. Her monetary gain was quite small, and more than anything, the time cost was just not worth it. You do want to be realistic about time. There are only so many hours in a day, right? While your heart may come up with endless ideas, you have to carefully choose which tasks that you really want to take on. If you're like most brides, you're not only planning a wedding, you're most likely working a full-time job, trying to maintain a social life, and hopefully catching some Z's every now and again. Annie Lee of Daughter of Design was quoted on the DIY Network saying, "If you can do it months in advance while you're watching TV, go for it. If it's time sensitive, don't risk it. And whatever you do, don't bake." So now we're going to get into the don'ts. And the first one is don't be afraid to cheat a little. You don't have to force yourself in your DIY projects to be 100% made from you. While making everything from scratch can feel ideal, remind yourself about the time cost that was previously mentioned. You can easily order your cake to be made in simple white fondant, and you can add the embellishments to it yourself. You can also order tags for favors and tie them yourself with a nice ribbon. The presentation of the item will look just as lovely, and your sanity will have been kept intact. The next is don't handle the catering. Catering for even an intimate wedding takes time, effort, and skill. No matter how much you might love to cook, doing it on your own wedding day is setting yourself up for failure. No one wants to have a bridezilla moment, okay? You don't want to be worried about checking on a ham in the middle of hair and makeup. Like, let's be real about this. Even if the food did all get done on time, keeping it hot for when it's supposed to be served after the ceremony may be impossible if you don't have all the right equipment to keep everything warm. Not to mention, you'd still have to tackle who would be serving the dishes themselves. Catering companies specialize in having the food cooked, set up, and served fresh. Please don't do this yourself. Last but not least, don't handle the photos. While some of the items that I've listed previously may have been a disaster, this one would be an absolute nightmare. I'm not just saying this because I'm a professional photographer. but I care about my brides and people in general. My heart sinks to my stomach at just the thought of this. While your cousin may be pretty decent behind a camera, weddings are a beast all their own. You don't want to be disappointed in what you receive later, knowing that there's no rewind button. Your wedding photographs are one of the few tangible pieces that you actually get to keep after the day itself. Sleep easy knowing you're in good hands, and do all of your efforts justice by just hiring a pro. So I hope this was really helpful. Be sure to hit the like button and leave us a comment telling us what you thought. And hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified in the future for all of our upcoming videos. We have awesome wedding advice over on our Pinterest page, and you can find us there at DeLong Photography, and of course our website, www.delong-photography.com, is where you can find all kinds of awesome advice on our blog, and you can also check out some of our work. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!